Hello, welcome to episode 145 in the Datapack and Resource Pack tutorial series for 1.2, 1.4. We're making custom music disk. Now, we can always overwrite the vanilla sounds, but their lengths are hard-coded, which means your song has to be the same length. We don't want that. So what I've done is I've taken the sound file, which we made last time, or I made last time for the intro, and I've put it into a music disk. So I can play that now. Hello, and welcome to episode 144 in the Datapack tutorial series for version 1.2, 1.4. And it stopped suddenly. That is by design, so we'll have a look at why that happened. And we've got an output. This one's doing a comparator output of 12. It doesn't actually update the comparator afterwards, but we won't worry about that. Okay, so here's the command to give ourselves a music disk. We're giving ourselves a music disk, and then we're setting the component jukebox playable and the song. This is the important bit. Song, DP music, that is the namespace of my Datapack. And we are playing test sound. Okay, so we want to keep those two in mind. Let's go over to the Datapack and look at those. So, in the Datapack, here we have data, my resource pack, DP music. We just saw that. DP music is right there. That's what that bit is. And then we have test sound. So let's go into jukebox song. Has to be called that. And we have test sound. So DP music, test sound. That's what those equate to. Let's have a look at test sound. And I thought I'd leave it in rather than make you, watch me type it all. Comparator output of 12. Pretty simple what that's doing. Description, my example. Okay, well, let's have a demonstration of my example. Let's look at it. There, underneath music disk, it says my example. Length in seconds. That's how long it is. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory as well. Mine cuts off at 5. I think that actual file is about 12 seconds long. So if we set that to 11, we'll save that. And the sound event, sound ID, RP music. Now I've called it my resource pack namespace RP. So we know it's part of the resource pack and it's playing my sound. So we'll look at those two in a minute. Let's just check our length in seconds has worked. Now before it cut off sort of halfway through. But if we do a reload, and we do have to do a world reload for that, and let's put the disk in. Don't think we need a new disk. Hello, and welcome to episode 144 in the Datapack tutorial series for version 1.2, 1.4. Today we're going to be adding our own custom sounds. There we go. Just like this one. So that time it played. Oh, and it stopped. Just at time. It was about 12 seconds long. When the music stops, or the notes stop playing, we know it stopped. Cool. So we can change the length. That's pretty easy. So now you've got your new song. You know how long it is. And you just put that length in there. Okay. But let's do the resource pack. So RP my sound. Probably easiest to open up the resource pack folder while we're still got the VS Code open. So my resource pack. We have the name. Let's open that. Then we have the pack MC meta like we usually do, the pack ping like we usually do. Let's look at that in case you want to see it. There we go. Let's get rid of that again now. So in assets, RP music. We can see RP music here, RP music. So that's what that is correlating to, my namespace. And we'll go in and we've got a sounds.json. So let's look at that. And we can see that my sound is actually called my sound. So that's why we have in the Datapack, we have the sound ID is RP music namespace, my sound. That's this link here inside the sounds.json. Okay. And that is looking for a sound in the namespace RP music in records test sound. So we are already in RP music. We'll go into sounds. So that's sounds. Then we'll go into records, that's records, and then it's test sound. And that's just the sound we used last time. So, that's basically how you do it. But let's do a bit of a recap by making a new sound. Now, I have recorded a wonderful sound, or a wonderful song even, and I'm so nice you can even use it copyright free. You won't want to. Anyway, what I did is I went to this page, download Audacity. I've already got Audacity. But it's free, link in the description. Then I recorded an MP3 with Audacity, and I came here to the MP3 to OGG converter, and I converted my MP3 to an OGG in the codec og vorbis. Okay, and that's the file I'm going to use. So let's make a new one. Let's start with the Datapack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this file, copy paste, and let's give it a different name. What should we call it? Test sound, another sound. Okay, we'll call it another sound. My example, let's say my other example. How long is it going to be? I don't know. Let's say I think this one's probably about 8 seconds long. It's a very long sound. Let's change the comparator output to 1. And let's change sound ID to my other sound. Okay, so that's the Datapack done. So we need to remember what we called it, another sound. Okay, that's what we're going to use in the command. And RP music, my other sound. So let's go to our Datapack, our resource pack, sorry. And let's drop down RP music to the sounds. Okay. Now I'm going to copy all of that. Copy, go to the end, put a comma, paste it all in. Now let's see, what did we call it? We called it my other sound. Okay, so this one here will be my other sound. And we don't want to call it test sound. We'll have a different file. If we call it test sound, it's just going to play the same thing. So we'll call it the song. And I'll save that. Let's go into sounds records. Now, where did I leave this file? I do have it. Here we go. Let's take this and just pop this in here. So now we've got test sound and the song. Those are being called by my sound and my other sound. And we've set those up in the Datapack. Okay, so if I want to now play the song, that is called by this one. So I need my other sound. My other sound is called in here from the file another sound. Okay, we'll have to do an out and an in. Let's have a look at this. So DP music test sound. Oh god, I've forgotten what we called it already. Did we call it another sound? We did. Cool. And you don't have to have a max stack size. And also, it doesn't have to be a music disk. You could change the item model to a custom item model, or I just have it as an emerald. Done. Okay, let's play this one. So we could check our output. We set the output to 1, so it should go there as well.
A-doo-be-doo-be-doo. I don't have to worry about copyright if I sing the song myself. I'm so good at singing.
There we are. We have our own amazing custom song. As I said, if you feel like using that in your own maps, you can. I have no idea why you would want to, though. But we're done. I think if I was using this myself, I would check, could we use an item model? Or so we could have an emerald and just change it to an item model of our own looking music disc. We could change the colours. Anyway, danger of waffling. That is how we add our own songs to Minecraft and then slap them on any item we want. See you soon. Have a great day.